All right, what day is today? Early Saturday morning. I'll take a quick look at this quiz 2 here. So let me preview this thing. Again, this is due anytime this semester, so if you have any questions, you can always ask me in class if you're having stuck on one of these questions, but they're fairly straightforward, I think. Let's see, a taxi cab company currently has 9 cabs, $4,750. They add a 10th cab. So they're doing this marginal addition, adding one more cab. Costs are going to go up to 4,800. So what that costs $50 more. But the revenue will increase by $100 a day. Yeah, should they add a 10th cab? Yes, they should. So there'll be some easy questions like this on the midterm too. Please do not miss these questions. Next question, right. Suppose stricter emission standards would reduce the health care by $70 million, but increase the cost of fuel and emissions by $20 million. Is it sensible? Sensible, interesting word, to tighten the emissions. Yeah. But sometimes those companies that create fuel and emissions have a lot of political pull, so those things don't happen as quickly. Next question. If a firm is subject to diminishing marginal returns, please note this term, diminishing marginal returns. If you add an extra worker, you won't get that much of a gain out of it as it was for the previous worker. You're basically adding too many people to the mixture, and they're not making as much as it was with the last person, but they're still going to be making things. So here, if a firm is subject to diminishing marginal returns, an increase in the number of workers decreases the quantity produced. Now it decreases the marginal quantity produced. So this is false. And again, take a look at those words, marginal. Next question. Here we go. A production possibility curve. So here we get a choice of, we can produce steel or wheat or a combination of both. And since we can't, we have scarcity in the world, there is only so much we can produce of each one. So there's choices. This is an example of your opportunity choice. So here, consider the figure on the right. Between B and C. All right, I got it. The opportunity cost of 10 tons of wheat. So again, here I got wheat here. It's going to be 10 tons because between 70 and 60, that's 10, right? So here's, if I go from B to C, if I produce less steel and more wheat from between B and C, how much wheat will I get? Well, I'm going to get 10. And the number of steel, so how much are we losing of steel? If I can do the math this early in the morning, should be 130 there, right? I need to have my Excel running at the same time to do these things. Next question. Oh, here's a phone one. Interest rates and the ATM trips. Mark, who lives in a country of high interest rates, so he can get a lot more money if he keeps his money in the bank, right? He goes to an ATM machine every day to get $10 spending because he wants to keep his money in the bank. John, who lives in a relatively low interest rate company, goes to the ATM once a month, gets $300 spending. Why does Mark use the ATM more frequently? Like my daughter, who uses the ATM way too much in small amounts. It's ridiculous she has to pay this fee. It's basically because Mark's opportunity cost of holding cash is higher. And if he has, it takes out $500 and he'll get high interest on that, he's losing that money. So it's a cost to him. I'll explain this one if you want. Next question. Consider any choice. Yeah, here's a great one. This is what you're doing right now, right? Go to college or work. Which of the following is not an opportunity cost of attending college? So basically, well, spending on books, you doing in college, not in college. Spending on tuition, you spend in college, not in college. The money you owe, don't even want to think about that one. Money you have earned over 4 years, yeah, but again, here, A, food and living you would do with both choices, right? So I'm going to go to my next question. All decisions and trade-offs associated with them avoid an opportunity cost because of always go to scarcity. There will be a multiple choice question on the midterm about scarcity. This is, it's kind of why economics is around. If everyone had everything, we wouldn't need economics. Next question. Maybe we'd like that. Why does a production possibly curve potentially bow outward? Because resource is not perfectly adaptable for the production of both goods. Again, you got to do one or the other. It's a trade-off. It's called. Next question. Now here's some fun math. In 1990, the worker made, average worker, $1,500 a month. In 2000, 2,600 per month. But the basic, this is looking at inflation, right? Increased goods, these goods that people need increased from 657. Look at over doubled here. Did the American worker wage double? No, but the cost of living doubled. So the value of income over that 10 period decreased. So I'm not even going to submit my quiz because I probably missed one, but I don't think so. But if I did, I'll hear about it. Again, email me if you have any questions. But I'll see you Tuesday. And again, this is homework assignment you have until the end of the semester, or this quiz you have to the end of the semester to do. So next week we're going to talk about deadlines and when things are due. Have a nice Labor Day weekend.